Hi, welcome back to Something to Talk About, or welcome for the first time. My name is Taco. I talk about A Song of Ice and Fire characters here. Smaller characters. I like to give spotlight to those lesser covered characters, and like ones who are not POV characters and who have not made it into the show. I also do these in one big long take. They're not polished. I will say a lot. Take a drink every time I say you you go crazy. But yeah, there. See, told you. Do all these in one big long take. I do have cards that kind of keep me in track, and let's get moving. Welcome if this is your first time here, and welcome back if it isn't. We're here to talk about the Bastard of Night Song. Good old Rolland Storm. Wow. I can't talk. Let's try that again. Rolland Storm, the Bastard of Night Song. Look at this mean looking guy here. I'm so pumped to cover this dude. So the Bastard of Night Song, Sir Rolland Storm, known as, I already said, the Bastard of Night Song. He is a knight of House Coren, and he is the bastard son of late Brian Coren, and the of Night Song, and the half brother of Lord Bryce Coren. Ronald's face, Ronald. I know I'm gonna call him Ronald. I don't know why, but Roland is hard for me to say. I keep calling him Ronald, and I will. I'm just talking about this. I read Ronald. I can't read a Rolando. Roland's face is covered in scars from the pox. He worships the warrior, the aspect of the faith of the seven, with a faith as fierce as he is. Queen Cersei Lannister considers him a seasoned killer. This guy's awesome. I like this guy. He's just dark and evil. Oh, by the way, before I forget, this is a request. Why didn't I say it yet? My bad. This is another request from Real Talk or Walk, a guy who, or lady, I don't know who the person is, comments on a lot of my stuff, and awesome. I'm glad to have like a fan who I'm not friends with in real life, right? So so he wanted me to do Devin Lannister. I covered Devin Lannister and the Weeper, and I covered the Weeper. Devin is one of my best, highest viewed vids, so thank you there. And he wants this guy and the next person I'm covering. And I don't want to give away who that is. But definitely this guy, Rolland Storm, was a request from him. So see, I do requests as long as they work. Not all of his requests do. Sometimes there's not enough to cover where I would just be like, there's a guy who is here. He lives here. All right, bye. But there's somewhere I got some stuff to sink into. And there's also characters who cover the same stuff of characters that I've already covered, right? And that's why, like, why would I cover two people who have really similar stories? But anyways, enough of that. We're talking the Bastard of Night Song, good old Rolland Storm. And yeah, he's a seasoned killer. Dude's a badass. I like this guy a lot. So since he is a storm, he is a bastard, right? Bastard of Night Song. But I do like talking about the houses, so I'm just going to pretend he's from House Coren, and I'm going to talk about House Coren. So also, House Coren's a really cool house. The fact I didn't have it on my top 30 houses vid that I did a long time ago, I'm kind of mad at myself for. I should have covered it. All right. House Coren of Night Song is one of the principal noble houses in the Stormlands. Sworn to Storm's End, they rule from Night Song and hold the title of Lord of Marches. Although they do not hold dominion over the Marcher Lords, in the Dornish Marches, their words are no song so sweet. So they hold the title. They're called Lord of the Marches, but we don't know if like Dondarrion and the other Marcher Lords like pay them, like if they're lords over them. Maybe they are. There are definitely fans who think they are. I have read fan theories about Rolland Storm to get ready for this video, and some people consider these guys, they're one of the biggest houses because they rule all over Marcher Lords. But then I have said that no, that's just their title. So I don't really know. You know, who do you trust? Who do you really trust in this world? So, in 287 AC, Brianna Tarth, of course, because she's betrothed to everybody at one point, Brianna Tarth was promised to the younger son of Lord Brian Coren, a shy boy with a mole above his lip. But 2 years later, a chill caused his death. And this chill also took the lives of Lord Coren, good old Brian himself, and his wife and their daughters. That's a strong chill. Wow. This left young Bryce Coren as the Lord of the Marches. So his brother, Roland's brother, Bryce Coren, is the Lord of the Marches at the beginning of the books because this chill just devastated their whole family. Holy crap. The Blackwater. I feel like I talk about the Blackwater every video. So many characters got there and then moved out, like so many. Garland Tyrell did, like, yeah, that's the Blackwater was big. Sir Roland joined his half-brother, Lord of Bryce Coren, in much like most of the Storm Lords, declaring first for Renly Baratheon at the offset of the War of the Five Kings, and then Stannis Baratheon later, after Renly's assassination of Storm's End. Yeah, I'm gonna say that a lot. A lot of Stormland or Stormland. Lots of the Storm Lords went for Renly, and a lot of the Reach did too, but mostly their lords then from the Stormlands moved over to Stannis afterwards. But I feel like I have to say that whenever I talk about one of the martial lords or the lords around here. Where am I at? Okay. After this assassination at Storm's End from a shadow baby, Roland commanded the rear guard after the disasters at disastrous end to Battle of the Blackwater, allowing Stannis to reach the safety of Salladhor Sand's fleet and escape Dragonstone. So he was in charge of the rear guard, which is important when people retreat, and they did, and he's why they were able to retreat the people that they did. So pretty much saving Stannis' life. So Rolland Storm straight up saved Stannis' life, or at least he was in command of the rear guard that did, right? His brother, Lord Bryce, however, was killed fighting Sir Philip Foot. Afterwards, King Joffrey awards Philip Foot of Nightsong, or Philip Foot Nightsong as his seat, forming House Foot of Nightsong. So the Karens lost Nightsong, and apparently the guy who killed the Lord of Nightsong, Bryce, gets it. So good old Philip Foot, or as I call him, Philly the Foot, takes over Nightsong. But just because you get awarded it by the king doesn't mean you hold it, right? You have to go then get it. So we'll get to that later. All right, so Davos has a plan. Roland goes back to Dragonstone after this. So Roland is among the King's men, opposed to the Queen's men, that Davos Seaworth seeks out, who are still loyal to Stannis, without being Stannis being devout or believe. All right, I can't read my own stuff. Being believers in the new faith without being... Oh, there we go. Okay, so they are Kingsmen because they are not believers of R'hllor. That's what I'm trying to say here. Oh my God, Mark. Since R'hllor is still... Or since Roland still openly worships the Seven, specifically the warrior, he is part of Davos's plot to send Edric Storm. That's right, not Gendry. Edric Storm, completely different character, away from Dragonstone. Davos appoints Andrew Estermont, Eric's cousin, to act as his guardian. Gerald Gower, Tristan of Tally Hill, good old Tally Hill, and Lewis the Fishwife, and Ulmer Blackberry also accompany Edric as his guards and protectors. All right, I just said a bunch of guys' names. So Roland helped Davos get this, right? And then they sent all these guys with him to leave. So it's not like he just put them on a rowboat like Show Davos did with Gendry. They get really capable knights to usher Edric away. He's the only member who remains with Lord Davos after Edric's escape and keeps watch over some guardsmen as Davos confronts King Stannis and Melisandre. Edric eventually makes it to Lys, so it worked. Davos is then tossed in the dungeon, and then he is untossed in the dungeon when they all go north. But does he go north? No. Castellan of Dragonstone. Once at the wall, Stannis sends word to Rolland, the new Castellan of Dragonstone. So Rolland Storm is in charge of Dragonstone. That's a bit of a blow up. Good job, dude. So he gets word to begin mining for obsidian / dragon glass to help kill the others. So he's the person in charge of Dragonstone when Stannis has a conversation with Samwell about dragon glass, and then he sends word back like, hey, start getting some obsidian. Rolland commands the small garrison Stannis left to hold Dragonstone as he sailed north. Lord Paxer Redwine is sent to besiege Dragonstone to appease the Queen Regent Cersei and nullify the closest threat to King's Landing. After the taking of the Shield Isles by Euron Greyjoy, however, Sir Loras Tyrell begs to take command so the Redwine fleet can go and return to their homelands. So Pax Redwine, who I might do a video for, is going to go and take Dragonstone back, and Rolland Storm is there. But he's like, no, I'm being attacked. So Euron Greyjoy goes and starts attacking the Reach in the Shield Isles. So he's taking the Redwine fleet back that way. And Loras Tyrell's like, I'll be your Huckleberry. I'll attack Dragonstone. The Siege of Dragonstone. We do not see firsthand what happens. So I'm going to say right now, we're not 100% sure what happened at Dragonstone because we didn't see it firsthand. Rain Waters later reports, and Rain Waters I've also covered, reports to Cersei that upon arrival, Loras offered Rolland single combat, which he declined. He's like, no, get out of here. The resulting assault cost more than 1,000 lives and severely injured Loras. Yeah, he got covered in burning oil. Ugh. Youch. But Rolland was unable to hold the keep, according to Rain Waters, and Dragonstone was finally taken by the Iron Throne. Rolland's current status is unknown. Rain is not exactly trustworthy, so we don't really trust everything he's said, being that he eventually just steals their entire fleet and becomes a pirate. So what really happened, we don't know. It's rather vague. There's a fan theory that the two bastards, Rain Waters, the bastard dragon of Driftmark, and then the bastards of Night Song just joined, and that he's with him. I don't buy that, but that's kind of funny. So the Lord of Night Song, after the death of Lord Bryce at the Blackwater, the Lannisters consider Rolland, because he is a bastard, to be a pretender of the title of a Lord of Night Song against their own claimant, Philly the Foot, the man who killed his brother. So if he is alive, I do think that he'll take his home back, which is Night Song. This dude is just too cool not to survive and go kill that fart knocker, Philip Foot. Yeah, I think that if Roland's alive, he's definitely going to go and take his seat back, and we're going to hear about that. I think that's going to happen a lot. Of Cersei's going to learn that it's not easy to who she sends to take these little castles. It's not as easy as it sounds to just like, oh, you are now the lord of this, go and get it. But I don't know. I think Rolland Storm is just all around a complete badass. Like Cersei talks about how he's a seasoned killer. Like a lot of people just kind of hold him in high esteem, and I like his dark aura around him, right? So there you go. That was Rolland Storm. I'm excited to see if we find out what really happened at Dragonstone, if it did happen the way Rain Waters says, and also of how this guy comes into play later on. So or he's dead. We'll see. There you go. There was my Rolland Storm. Thank you for the suggestion. And I got at least one more I'm going to cover from your suggestions. And yeah, thank you, Real Talker Walk. And thank you, everybody who watched it. Watch this all the way up to now. Please click like if you haven't. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'm loving the support I'm getting from all you guys. And I've been really, really enjoying making a Song of Ice and Fire content lately, and I'm glad. It's like all I'm working on. It's all I'm thinking about. I've been geeking out on it really hard. So, all right, thank you guys. Have a good one, and look out for people with the last name Foot. I guess I never have a thing to end these. See ya.